Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
I may never poop at a Starbucks again, and I'll tell you why a little bit later in the podcast. Here we go. We bring Whitney onto the show. Hello, Whitney. How you feeling?
I'm doing okay. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you for asking. Tell us about this mother figure in your life. What's going on?
Well, Kim and JJ and Kat, she passed away, let's see, it was like July of 2022.
Okay.
And, she was 53, and she recently just had her birthday on October 1st, and personally, I've put these feelings like up high on the shelf in a box, never really dealt with them that much.
Okay.
I personally haven't gotten a lot of closure from her death, but me and my own biological mom never really got along that well, and she was a really good mother figure to fall back on. She kind of made me feel the way my mom didn't.
Okay.
And I really miss her, and I haven't really gotten closure in the situation, so I just wanted to see if there's anything that comes through or see how she's doing, or, I believe in, life after death. So I really miss her and just want to see if there's anything that comes through from her.
Yeah, Kim, can you make a connection here?
Right. Starting to actually hear.
Oh.
This is part of the...
You caught her halfway through a cigar, apparently.
No,
guys.
This is part of the reading. It's crazy.
Yep. So sometimes when I start feeling them, they let me feel some of their pain and their kind of what they're going through at the end of life. So for her, I
actually asked her before I talked to you, Kim.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I asked her before I talked to you, Kim, that I asked her to, come through and try to connect. So I had I didn't have a conversation with her, but I talked to her and just asked her to come through.
Okay. So what are you feeling here, Kim?
Yeah. So, my chest, for one, I'm getting this weird pain in my stomach, but then it comes up into my chest and my throat, and I'm filling up with a whole bunch of mucus in the back of my throat. So I know that there's either heck. This is gross.
I'm sorry.
It's good. People get to hear what happens. I'm a feeler. So at the end of her life here, she showed me she was suffering in her chest. So I hear grieving, sorrow, loss. She was struggling. She shows me struggling at the end to quite understand how to let go, and my chest just kind of hurts. It feels like it's burning. And then my throat, I feel burning in my a burning and mucus in my throat. So I know that this had something to do with her passing. And then I get pulled to my head hurts. My head hurts. My head hurts. And she's showing me her head hurts. So she's like, but it's all gone now. But it's all gone now. It's all gone now. And then I get this image of her, just opening up her heart and shows me, she has a lot of love, and I hear too soon. When I hear too soon, those words, that means that they're saying yes, they know they died too soon. But then I also get, she had so much love to give that she didn't feel like she had enough time to give all the love that she needed to give. And then she shows me writing a note. Did she tend to write you notes or something? Write you letters or something? Because she shows me writing something to you, whether it's a love note, I don't know what this is, but she showed me writing notes, and then I see stickies. I don't know if she used to use stickies, but all of a sudden I'm getting pulled to sticky notes and putting a sticky note here, a reminder. She's she needed a lot of reminders. You needed reminders. She's I was that reminder person for her. I always had to remind her. What's with the little dog around her? It's not super little, but I don't see a huge dog. But she shows me there's a dog around her. She's pointing down to this dog, and then pointing towards you. So she's and I hear this
that was actually her dad's dog that passed away recently. That's Lucky.
Okay.
Her dad actually had to have brain surgery and have a tumor removed, and Lucky died while her dad was in the hospital.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Yep. The dog's right there, right by my leg. like, happy.
All right. That's
Yeah, and
crazy.
he died of like heart failure. He was an older dog, and he died.
So happy.
You don't have to say it.
I do feel bad though, because there was a couple of people that got through right away, and they had the right answer, but I had the wrong answer in my head, so I told you were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then even one person even yelled at their mate and said, "I told you it wasn't that."
But
and
if you two want to call back, we have your numbers. If you two want to call back, we will get you Kids and Parents Expo tickets.
there you go. That's our way of saying I'm sorry. That.
But you know what? If I had done this, you know what? If I had gotten a trivia question and answer wrong, man, oh man, it would just be blasted, put in the podcast.
Yeah,
It would
probably.
be a podcast recycler. Go check out how wrong Kat was today. But we
You need cash.
we
Sorry.
got it.
We gotta go. We gotta move on.
St. Cloud and 104.7 KCLD.
We got to get to free money high low. We can't really discuss how I screwed up one time in 18 years anymore.
Space.com saying Saturday we're going to be able to see something pretty cool. The moon is going to partially block the sun. It's going to create a solar eclipse called the Ring of Fire.
This is called an annular solar eclipse. An annular solar eclipse occurs when a new moon passes directly in front of the sun but appears too small to cover it completely.
Not sure if we'll see it though. Only 8 U.S. states from Oregon to Texas are going to see it.
We won't.
though.
We'll see a partial.
Yeah. So I'll show you a different Ring of Fire.
Kat, after lunch, we had wings at the Ultimate, and I texted her, "How are you feeling?" And she just replied with the Ring of Fire meme.
So
And I
now
was
you
like,
can, I mean, it's so many different uses for Ring of Fire. It's a song. It's what happens when you eat spicy food. It's going to happen on Saturday. And then it's also when you give birth. That's called the Ring of Fire.
I've never heard it in the birthing terms.
You haven't?
No.
That's when you rip. That's when it's one orifice. Women go through so much. Do you ever sit and think about that? What situation you would ever be in that would happen to you? Never. I mean, it's crazy. This lingerie brand called Pour Moi is looking to hire someone to wear their undergarments, but also watch the show Gilmore Girls. Do you remember this show?
I never watched a single episode.
Lorelai. All you have to do is sit in your lingerie, watch this, sip pumpkin spice lattes, and then write about your experience.
Why the lingerie?
Because
that's
they're a
their
lingerie brand.
Why the Gilmore Girls?
I don't know.
Why
Because it's
pumpkin
like a
spice
girly
lattes?
show.
I just have so many questions today.
Yeah, so you'll get $500. I mean, the worst that could happen is that you have to watch several episodes of Gilmore Girls, and that's it. You know, Melissa McCarthy got her start on there. Funny Melissa McCarthy.
Who was the
She was Suki.
Who was the dark-haired lady that ended up being in all the Bad Santa movies?
Yeah.
What's her name?
I forget. I got to look it up. I'm not going to look it up because I don't care.
What's trending? What's trending?
Trending is the perfect moment syndrome that evidently people have.
It afflicts those of us who think life should operate in a certain way and to certain ratios. That birthdays are always happy, that a week in Thailand is meant to be relaxing. When you stop and check in with yourself, what are my expectations about this thing that I'm about to do in my relationship? What I found for myself is that when I have the bar so high of exactly how something should go, it leaves so much room for disappointment, and it leaves so much space for me to feel like the experience that I just had was not what it should have been.
This is so tiring to hear people, I expect something. Can't you just live?
I always go into things with high expectations. Shame on me. But what would be the perfect moment for you? If it happened, you were like, that was perfect. What would it be?
Really? And it's weird that I think about it now all the time, but it's my family and I. We're sitting in the middle of the lake on the pontoon. It's about 85 degrees, cold beer in one hand, cigar in the other, listening to some yacht rock at about 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon when it's like a 5-day weekend.
Yeah.
And there was legitimately nothing that you have to worry about the rest of the day other than what are you going to throw on the grill.
So that's in your mind.
That's
but
kind of my perfect moment.
God's like, let's have your pontoon run out of gas. Let's leave the cooler on the dock. Let's have your cigar burn all your towels. So life.
I don't look at it like that, man. I just, it is what it is. You got to roll with the punches.
Well, mine, I would walk into a coffee shop where I'm greeted by name, and then I'd get my order perfect, right? They give it to me exactly how I order it. Then they say it's on the house. And then as I'm leaving, I bump into Brad Pitt. He says sorry for me bumping into him. And then he says, let's make out to show you how sorry I am. And that would be it. Guys, a second to spare. I go to Quick Trip today to get my coffee, which was free.
Your free coffee,
and
yeah.
then I
being a celebrity.
am driving up, and there is a garbage man with a beard. And I swear he slowed down as he walked in front of my car because he was walking from the store over to where the big trucks fill up with petrol. And I was like, I think he's like slowing down. He like walks so slow. Then I park over here and get out of my car. The same garbage man is coming out of the alley. So I walk slower. I was a little petty today. So I walk slower in front of his vehicle like he did to me. And normally I'm trying to live that life. Now we're going to church and I'm like, don't do stuff like that. But I did.
So the church isn't working is really what you're trying to get at.
So now I confess. So now I am good, right? Like that's how it works,
I guess
right?
it really depends. Are you Lutheran or Catholic?
I'm not sure.
What kind
I think
of
I'm
church?
there for the message. I'm there for the message.
I know, but it depends on you. I don't think, and I could be wrong because I'm not Catholic, but I'm pretty sure you have to confess to a priest, or it doesn't count.
Oh, it's got to be a priest, not a pastor.
I think so. Well, they don't have pastors in the Catholic Church.
I have a pastor.
Okay, then you have.
I'm a Lutheran.
Then you're not Catholic.
Yeah.
All right.
My guy's pretty cool though, so I feel like he'll understand.
Doesn't sound like he's doing a very good job with you. Bingo.
Bingo. How fun.
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo. Bingo.
Bingo what bingo? Bingo. Bingo.
Cat gets the bingo. If the first line I pick up has somebody on the other end who
has been stuck somewhere. So this bingo unlocked a new fear for me. There were a couple of dozen first responders that had to help this cemetery worker out. He became trapped in between the coffin and the earth.
It happened right after that grieving family had lowered that casket into the hole. That worker was injured to the point that he could not get himself out. The crews who were working with him couldn't get him out either. So, of course, they called 911.
he dislocated his shoulder, couldn't get out.
Yeah. So I think if I were in that position, like stuck somewhere with my hands like down by my side, I'd die. I'd hyperventilate, like I wouldn't be able to stay calm. They'd be yelling, stay calm. There's no way.
And you wouldn't be able to?
So, yeah, you've been stuck somewhere. McDonald's tube, a coffin.
Watching my sister-in-law get stuck in the McDonald's tube was
weird.
one of the funniest things. I will be delusional on my deathbed, not remembering my kids' names, but forever will remember watching Abby get freaked out in the McDonald's tube.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. For me, I get the bingo. If the first line we answer next is somebody who, like Kat and my wife and my daughter 12 years ago today, were on national television. Like you were on national TV. You were seen all across the country, maybe in different countries. This was the Kim Kardashian at Five Guys Burger and Fries moment. Kat was there. My daughter was there. My wife was there. National television celebrities on E! News Live that night.
No big deal. Don't worry about it.
So I get the bingo, you get the prizes. If the first person through, and you should start calling now, was on national television and you can tell us about, Kat gets the bingo, you get the prizes. If the first person we answer has
been stuck somewhere.
Stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, bingo.
Bingo for which one?
I have been stuck in a car.
Kat wins. All right.
Okay, so yeah, break down where you've been stuck.
Okay, I don't know if you guys remember me, but I'm Abby. I almost fought somebody over chicken for my mom.
Oh, that happens all the time.
Yeah, it's amazing how many times that happens around
I don't
here.
know.
So
I mean, but yeah, I was long story short, bringing a friend home to Iowa, and we did not want to wait. There was a snowstorm coming, and Minnesotans, we don't care. Like, it snows, right?
Right.
Well, we drove him through and got stuck twice. And stuck in a ditch for 16 hours.
Oh, my
and we
God.
I have, like, AAA, so I tried to call them, and they straight up said, like, we can't do anything. It's a winter storm warning. We can't do anything. You guys have to stay in your car. And there were 6 of us, and we were probably all 19 at the time and ready to kill each other.
Yeah.
But we all thought, seriously, we were going to die.
Who was the yummiest? Who would you have eaten first, do you think? Throw out a name.
Okay, the friend we were bringing home to Iowa, like it was this guy that we met, and we were all going to kill him. Like it was so bad. Like we were like,
God.
dude, like get out in the ditch and walk. Like we're done. We're turning around. And
it's your fault.
It was so bad. And state troopers had to come pick us up the next morning in like those huge trucks with the plows.
Yeah, so I was just joking.
And we had to stay in Iowa.
You were really plotting, so that's a little disturbing.
Yeah, all of this has me anxious.
Yeah.
Hey, tomorrow morning on the live show at 8:30, you get the taco party pack from the Mexican Village downtown when Johnny D gets buck wild on the 1s and 2s. We call it the weekend rollout. You get 30 minutes of old school, all mixed like you were in the club, and tacos to boot. That's tomorrow morning at 8:30 on the live show. Right now, welcome back into the podcast. Have you been to a Starbucks lately?
Yesterday.
You ever used the bathroom at a Starbucks lately?
You need a code.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
That's Chipotle, too.
No way.
Yes.
Maybe I just don't use the bathroom, but I had a quick meeting yesterday afternoon with another baseball coach, and we sat there and had some coffee and talked about stuff, and we get up, and I said, all right, I'll see you in a little while. And he goes, I got to use the restroom. And I said, well, it's over there. And he goes, yeah, I got to go get a code.
Yeah.
I said, you got to be kidding me. And I stood there and watched him walk up to the counter. And he said, can I get a code? It is so like, it's a human degrading effort that you got to get a code to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Why is this? Oh, and then she gave him the code. It was 5 digits long.
Well, the thing is, it's just like in elementary school. The bad kids ruin it for everybody.
But what do you mean the bad kids? What's happening at the
riffraff. What do you mean? People are going into the bathrooms that they are maybe transients downtown or people that are up to no good, obviously causing drama at these establishments. And so therefore they have to go above and beyond. First time I ever experienced this was when I went out to help with Clark when he was born. So 8 years ago, went to a Starbucks in San Diego. My sister's like, yeah, everywhere has locks on their bathroom. You have to get a product and then ask for the code because homeless people are camping out in there and like washing themselves and passing out and living in there. And so they have to like kick them out. So
I was just shocked by this. And maybe I just don't take a pee in many places outside my home or work anymore.
Yeah.
But I was like, you got to get a 5-digit code to cut a whiz at Starbucks.
Chipotle is only 3, I think. I've only done it twice.
My God.
It is like weird because you're right next to someone that is ordering, like lettuce. Yeah, guac is extra. And then you're like, I have to poop.
So
Can I get a code?
Are they?
You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't belong in that space.
Are the bathrooms one-person bathrooms? So they're not like they don't have several stalls,
right? So that's why people go in there and then they lock the door and then they're like, "Get out of here! You got to get out of here! This is for patrons only." And they're like, "I'm shaving."
I just
so it's true. It's fact. It's a fact. It's life. Some people ruin it for the bunch.
I got to tell you, if I have to get a code somewhere, like I know now that I have to get a code, I won't go to that Starbucks. I just won't. That's just silly. At my leisure, I can't use the potty.
I don't see restaurants ever doing this.
Restaurants or bars never do this.
But these places where it's like a quick in and out, yeah, for sure. Because there are so many people in and out that it's like, look over here, and then the people that are up to no good will sneak in the bathroom and be in there forever and ever, and now...
And I don't do bougie coffee very often, but I realized yesterday, man, I got to get out and circulate a little bit more. I'm living a very sheltered life. I didn't know that you had to be your trigonometry to be able to take a poops at Starbucks.
I was quite the opposite the other day at the dentist. They didn't have any lock on the door. I was like, oh my God. I was going to the bathroom and it was like, luckily I could hold it with my arm, but I was so nervous.
Are you sure they didn't have a lock anywhere?
Not one lock, not even like a note on the outside of the door, like knock because this door doesn't have a lock. I was like, this is awful.
Our society's falling apart. How was your day yesterday?
It was packed. And when I say packed, I had not 1 minute to spare. I wore a diaper all day because I didn't have time to go to the bathroom. I left work, went to Ultra Slim, and laid under the red light, went to U.S. Bank, went to Livia, down a pound, picked up Liam, and then back up to St. Cloud and got my face done. As you can see, it's quite red.
A little red around the gills.
And it burns a bit.
What do you call that? What'd you do?
This one's the profractional ablation. This one gets under the dermis.
That sounds made up.
It's not. It's medical speak jargon. And so it gets right under there, and it's like you have like a steam burn or like a really bad burn for a couple of days. But it's so worth it.
So what exactly does it do, though?
It burns off that top dermis where it could be damaged skin, and then it brings the new skin up front. It plumps up the collagen, and then we gave away one, which was worth $600. So I'm going to actually find my winner later on today. So that's going to be good. I equate it to, like, if I have to explain it to you, like herpes, like how it gets worse before it gets better,
I'll take your word for that.
Like the crazy life I've lived. Believe it or not, I've never had an STD. Ever. I've thanked my lucky stars that has never been a reality for me.
The pride you have and the luck you've had shines through.
Yeah, both those play in, but
like a beacon of just good-natured fun.
I was safe. Worry about yourself. And then I had some sunny side up eggs for dinner, and then I went to bed. I was so tired last night. I'm just like so tired this week. I was
exhausted last night too. We got back from church, and I was just like, I watched the last inning of the Twins game, and I'm like, that's it. I can't do this anymore.
I fell asleep before Liam got home from religion. Normally, I always kiss him goodnight for bed, and I didn't. I feel off, like my whiskers are cut.
Oh, it'll be all right.
You're so heartless.
No, it'll be all right.
Oh, poo, a kiss goodnight. You never know when someone's going to be gone.
So you're planning your days off somebody dying.
You should always plan your days off that.
Man,
absolutely.
I'm about living, not waiting for someone to die.
I love you before you leave a room.
I don't have a problem with that, but I just don't feel bad if I didn't kiss somebody the night before. Is he? Can you call home right now? Is he alive?
No. Well, yeah, he's alive. I checked with a mirror.
You're good.
Okay. If that's good enough for you, then it's good enough for me.
I mean, what else are you going to do?
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.